Hello. Alright. So we're going to be doing another AT commentary. Just had the European AT finished recently. I haven't seen any of the games or who won, but it looks like there were some good guilds in it. We've got Fist, OG, Kank, and Rook. So lots of good matches. Alright. What should we watch first? Wow, we do have a lot of good matches. First we'll see Rook versus OG. Looks like the first match. The AT. Oh. Change to different district. Alright, Rook versus OG. Meditation Isle. Alright, I love meditation. This flux is Minion Apocalypse. It's October, so that means when you die, you do 50 damage to people around you and a minion pops out. Level 18 minion. Doesn't really affect the game much. There are some minor improvements to skills like channeling or Aramite Sail. Things that benefit from nearby enemies. So, OG, trip melee, double mez, running the obelisk flag at the start. Two dervishes, this one looks like Balth, this one maybe a Lisa. And Rook playing two front, Ranger Necro, mez. So, Necro balance out of Rook with a Ranger Necro, which means he has Rend. Not going to help him in this game as OG has not many enchantments to remove. Help them maybe a little bit against Elisa here. But no Ellies to be rending. Build advantage in this matchup usually goes to the trip melee double mez because they have Elisa they can run flags on, whereas Rook have to run flags on the Necro, who's now waiting back for a flag. Necro can be pushed easily. Well, not easily, but he can be pushed easier than Elisa can. Burning Arrow Ranger. Rapid Fire. Burning Arrow Rapid Fire. The DPS Ranger doesn't synergize well with the Necro. He comes around training out the Mesrit of OG. Rook looking for a push. Flags coming out on a Meze as their Lisa is up top. So this is a pushable flag. There's the pass off. Gets the coward on the dervish, teleport, and flag return. Private doing work for Rook. Now OG's Mesmer gonna have to do the walk of shame back to the base and pick up the next flag. Meanwhile, some funky business going on here. Number 8 of Rook goes down. Taken out by Holly on Hammer Warrior. And Maga on Mez nearby. Probably helped out too. Flag coming out on Rook's Dervish. No one to pass it to though, and they need to get a res off. Mesmer Rit is on the opposite side, so won't be able to res. It's going to be down to this Dervish who's probably been interrupted. Here comes the next res from him. And there's the Aegis, gets off. So that's Fennec here on number 8. But Rook needs to be careful. And Rook 7 Monk goes down on the front side, as 2 monks were back. Even though Rook did well on the flag game there, on their push side, falling apart a little bit as their backside wipes despite having flag advantage and despite OG having the Lisa split off, who is now at main team. Gripsig on the Balth, Derv. Rook taking a lot more deaths. And this is game over, they've died after time. No reses. Interesting, so this match doesn't really come down to the builds, it came down more to just the push dynamics. So the start of the game really should have favoured Rook a lot, given that OG capped the top and then split the Lisa at the start, and got their first flag returned. That means that their flag position is in a dire position. But just taking the death on the backside there. Not able to res immediately, as the Mesmer is on push side, which is normal. And so is the Prot, which is normal, meaning the only res was the Dervish. Must have been interrupted to begin with. Then took some time to get it off. And then Rook in supporting their backside, then die front side and just can't recover. And an unfortunate after time wipe ends the game quickly. Well done to OG there. Outclassed Rook despite that opening that left them a little bit vulnerable. Next up, I'm going to skip Kank versus Hero, I think this is. I'm going to skip Fist versus Legit. And we've got Fist versus OG. Uncharted Isle. Fist. The winners of the last mat, considered the best guild right now, probably. Bringing out the double Ellie split. Dervish main, probably Lisa. Double Mesmer. Standard split build you see these days. Probably Cryptsig on the Lisa. They've been running that lately. Got a lot of interrupts, a lot of defense against casters. Not much defense against melee. Which can leave you a bit open sometimes, but that's where the Lisa comes in. Is a easy way to run flags out even when you're pushed back very far. You know, if he was a Balthazar or a Grenth, as he runs flags, he could be pushed and your lack of melee defense could hurt you, but as a Lisa, you can't be punished. OG with trip melee double Mez again. Looks like they're running the same build with Lisa, number 2. So it's going to be an interesting match. Fist splitting the 2 Ellies at the start, defended by 3 off the bat. Just have to decide, do they send their 8 Monk? They do. I'd say build favors Fist, especially on this map. Sol is splitting the air rally right now. They have Mind Fire rally coming back. 8 not sure where he should be at the moment. Defending with the Lisa, that's 3v3 with the Lisa for OG is probably not going to work out that well. In the 3v3 you usually want the Ham Warrior instead. Because with the Lisa in a 3v3 you may be able to stall Fist, but you'll never be able to score kills. Losing Footman there, defending 2v2 now. As Fist gets pushed. Sorry, OG gets pushed back into their front door. OG now with the Lisa main will have a way to run flags out. Perhaps that's why they've lost their position. Double running out of Fist though. So no frontliners here for a Fist. Just the 2 Mesmers. You're going to tickle the Baltdev a little bit. Get him close, but no finishing power with that front line. Meanwhile, backdoors are 1v1. We've got a Mesmer A versus Mindburn. Mindburn easily wins this. Very comfortably wins this. He just needs to hit a Mindburn every 10 or 15 seconds on the Mez and it's over. Yep, hits it. Oh, doesn't get the Mindburn on the Mez, gets it on the Archer. Archer goes down soon. No help nearby for the Meze. Meze could very easily die right here. He gets in range. So he's forced to give up the Archer instead. OG considering defending with a Monk now, as they see this isn't. Maybe they're not considering that, he was just hovering front door. But OG gonna have to make something happen. They're on a timer now. Looking for a collapse with their Lisa Derv, but is followed immediately by the 8 Monk of Fist. Yeah, Mindburn's taking down this Mez. There's now nothing he can do to defend. He can't even push up to get a snare off because he can immediately die. If he does, and he'll be dead for a minute. Oh, he's risking it. Risks a mind rack there. Here's the collapse. The Lisa Derv, but also not going to do anything. OG want to avoid losing their pit. They're going to have to find a stronger response to backdoor. Fist with a full flag advantage and a backup flag ready. Aggro the footman. Getting punched a little bit here at main now. Getting some damage. Their 8 monk's not here. It's here soon though. Peel leak on the 7. But they have survived. And flag is being run out by OG's Lisa right now. And in response, Meze, the fist goes. OG going to lose more NPCs, still defending with the Meze. Meze is going to go down now as well, hopefully before time. Hopefully. Oh, has he killed himself? No, just survives. But lose the bodyguard. Very close. So as you can see, the dynamics of this matchup, all the initiative is on the side of Fist. There's nothing OG can really do. They have a reactive build. Defending now with the 8 monk and the Lisa Derv. Lisa's going to try and 1v1 now. Nope, Meze is going back. If OG are not willing to rotate this Hammer Warrior over, they won't have a good response. Because their 3v3s are going to be a frontline, Mesmer and a Monk. It's either going to be the Lisa, which is not good because you don't have a kill threat. It's going to be the Balth, which is not good because he dies very quickly against the Ellies. Or it's going to be the Hammer Warrior, which is good because it's very tanky against the Ellies and it's got knockdowns. Which is good for movement control and to slow down the casting. So Hammer Warrior is what you want to 3v3. Second alley, a Fist is going to split. Monk number 8 of OG is going to defend. Flag cap from OG. Eating the Harry's cripples though from the Dervish. Life Sheath though is going to help him get back. Still no boost though, so OG is doing a good job of not losing too much too quickly into this game. They have lost some of the pit, but they've only taken 15 DP, and they haven't given up any boosts yet. But they are falling behind. Pressure on the 8 monk of OG. Oh yes, this is not a great 2v2, especially because I don't think this Dervish... Maybe he does have Vow Party. Not taking that much damage. If the Dervish has Vow, he can sort of fend off the allies a little bit, but if he doesn't have Vow, he just gets exploded by them if he gets out of monk range. This is no 2v2 that favors OG. Unless the allies are missing Patient Spirit. For example, if this ally has Spirit Bond. Lisa ends there. They look for it, they might find a Rupt on it. Gonna have to be Tanai's. I'm guessing they don't have Patient Spirit on the Mind Shock. So Ellie is getting pushed back a little bit because of lack of healing. I feel like it must be Vow Party. Because otherwise, there's no way the Dervish would be alive this long. Lisa gets off. Monk may be running low on energy now though. Oh, no he's not. He just cast Spirit Bond on a shield set, so he's full energy. Interesting that Fist can't seem to win this matchup convincingly. Number 8, the Fist is here now. Ellies no longer have to heal themselves. He stays, but he does leave. They're looking for the monk, you can see that. The Mind Shock was at the end of the Spirit Bond though. Monk still has a lot of energy, he's casting on shield set, so he should survive and Spirit Bond himself whenever he wants. There it is. Interesting. Number 5 of Fist now arrives. Fist is dying in main team, but have sent the Mesmer to the split side. That'll be much more threatening. Spirit Bond can be removed now. There's catch on the number 8 monk. Of OG, is there enough though? Spirit Bonds himself, Dervish goes down. So Fist taking deaths at the main team. Lisa goes down too. There's flag return. Is there? Yes, there is. This might be a boost for OG. So their backside's getting wrecked. But OG's main team is winning. Going in with 3 damage now, no healers. OG defending with the number 6 prot. It's a Derv though, it has no healing. Just a lot of prots. Gotta be spamming them quickly. Just to not lose NPCs. OG just trying to push these guys off a little bit. But they're at risk of losing NPCs. It's close, but no cigar. Fist pulls out without getting any more of the pit. So this puts OG in a much better position than they've been in. Boost in 5 seconds. A little bit of DP on this main team. Didn't lose any of the pit. Take deaths at backdoor, but morale restores some of that DP. And just like that, OG is somehow back in the game. It is a little awkward that Fist wasn't able to win that 2v2 more convincingly. I think that's what it came down to, because when your Ellies are in a 2v2, you generally either want to have a matchup you can win quickly, or at least have a big threat quickly, or switch it up into a 3v3, or some other configuration where you do have an advantage. Flag coming in. OG already have the backup. So now it's a solo split by Fist. They weren't happy with the 2v2. Now they're doing a 1v1. LE versus Derv. Derv must have Vow Party. Which makes him hard for the Fire Rally to kill. Fist main team getting pushed again. Taking a death there on the Mesrit. Fist is in trouble. 8 Monk is here now, if he wasn't already. Fist Air Rally looking for an opening front door or a distraction. It's interesting that OG defends with their character that has the least amount of damage. That allows them to have all their damage main team. The maximum amount that they can bring. Had they defended with the Meze like they did earlier or done a 3v3, the main team wouldn't have nearly as much damage and may not be finding these kills. So props to OG for finding a configuration that works. Fist splitting up the 2 allies again, defended again by the Lisa and the number 8 monk. Trying to run flag out now on their Lisa. Seems though like OG have pretty solid damage pressure here. Forced to drop the flag and pull back. This is one of the weaknesses when you don't run Vow Party, by the way. I think that Derv probably is Cryptsig, as that's normally what Fists do on this. It does make you a lot more squishy when you don't have Vow Party. Don't have nearly the same survivability. Fist is gonna have to switch something up. Looks like they're pulling back to Knights. splitting up the Meze. It's going to be 3 damage on split. And now this surely is going to force OG to do something that I want to. They're going to have to send back either a Pro Monk or a Meze or whatever it is. It's going to make things either risky for OG, they may die, or reduce their kill pressure. OG's going to pull back, send back the Prop Monk. Prop Monk's getting Crypts, but Life Sheath helps a lot. Yeah, there's the Significant Pious Restraint, so it means no Vow Party. Which may be why this Lisa Derv is dying a bit more than you normally expect. Meanwhile, I didn't even see it again. Mezrit went down for the 3rd time this match. 45 DP on him. And he's Mezrit, doesn't have a speed boost, so you can't just split him off. Not easily. And if he can't stay alive, then it's going to be hard for Fist to punish the single monk backline of their main team. So Fist is going to be stuck here with Elisa and a 45 DP Mesmer. Trying to kill a solo monk. Yeah, they're diving him now, but if they do want to dive him, it's going to pull the Mesmer out of position, who's just going to get killed straight away, again, I think. So all hope for Fist now lies on their back door, on their split team. This is a very powerful 3-man combination out of Fist. Can score kills very quickly, but on the other hand, we've seen that they don't have Patient Spirit, and so the Derv can pressure them over the time if they're not careful. Oh, the Lisa Derv went down again. He must be at least 45 now as well. And Fist main team is just falling apart. OG is doing a spectacular job with their damage here. They've got Guy on the Balth, Holy on the Warrior, Maga on the Mesmer. Very strong. I'm not sure who this is. It might be Dark. So they've got a lot of great damage players here. They've taken down the Knights. However, on OG's backside, the 3v3 is taking a lot of pressure. Dervish goes down. He's down for 45 seconds. Now it's up to the Derv Prot and the Monk number 8 to survive against 3 damage, which is very difficult. Something you got to be careful about as Derv Prot in these situations is the Derv Prot depends a lot on his Eremite Zeal, which means you have to be in range of your enemies. But in these split situations, you want to space yourself generally so that you can't be jumped with a lot of damage quickly. So you keep out of their range so you don't get insta-killed, but you have to be in their range to get your energy. It's an interesting part of the matchup, and he almost goes down at the time. Yeah, Vow Party, that's it. That's really what's keeping OG in this game, is this Vow Party on the Lisa Derv. And the fact that Fist don't have Patient Spirit on the Mind Shock. Lisa Derv goes down again for Fist at their main team. They just cannot keep him up no matter what they do. 2 Mesmers of OG and the 2 strong frontline. Just proving too much. Now they're looking for the Mez Red. This is the last res on Fist. If he goes down, there's no way to res the Lisa, no way to get flags out. He's pushing up for the res. No, he goes down before he can get it in. Well, I think he was in range, but it goes down before he can get the res off. That's these 2 guys 60 now. I believe it must be 60. So Fist on a very short timer now. They have to win this backdoor 3v3 within the next minute, I guess. Very, very quickly. However long they have. Monk's on 0 energy on shield set now. Looking for the Lisa. His Lisa runs out, so he may get it interrupted if he's a little bit careless with his casting. Mesmer A's only usually have 1 interrupt. He has the complicate, so he can get it off now if he wants to put up his Lisa. Meanwhile, in Fist space, Fist somehow still alive. Oh, there goes the Derv Prot. OG themselves are now on a timer. The Lisa Derv needs to make sure it doesn't go down for time. They're going to lose more pin NPCs for this. They've already lost the Knights. Derv Prot's back up. Archer's getting low. Archer goes down. There's no pin NPCs left for OG. I guess the Dervish and the Mesmer of Fist were not 60'd, but they must be right next to 60'd. Mesmer managed to get out of the base. Derv does not. Question is... Oh, Derv needs to get away from main team. Get away from the damage at all costs. Meze following the Mesrit, the nearly 60'd Mesrit of Fist. So there goes one of the damage characters. Number 8 of Fist tries to follow, but he's got a Cryptsig Derv on him. It's going to make it very difficult as he can't remove his own Crypts, as he probably has draw conditions. Meanwhile, OG keeping the Hammer Warrior and the Mesmer at main team. They're against 2 monks, and only 2 monks. So that means that OG have to find kills elsewhere on the map. You've got 3 damage out. One of them is with this 1 monk, so it's really up to the other 2 damage. It's their Lisa Derv and their Meze. These guys have to find kills right now. Or not have to, but they want to. They do find a snare on the Fire Alley, who thankfully for him is 0 DP at this point. Eats a cripple from the Harriers. Fist is supporting him though, Windborn on him, snares on the Lisa Derv, and it looks like he's gonna escape. Still at 0 DP. And now OG retreats as the number 8 of Fist arrives. So that means that OG now have 3 damage here. 3 damage here against 2 monks. Balthur follows out the Lisa, the nearly 60th Lisa is running a flag. He's going to need a Mez with him though if he wants to do anything. Otherwise he's just wasting time right now. Derv Prot looks to follow, but there's no need. Ooh. 2 damage here, almost find a kill on the 7 monk, getting him a little bit low. Mez Rit needs to get some heals. There we go. And now this is a very dangerous position for OG because they don't really have a winning position anywhere on the map, I think. You know, the 60 Mez is unkillable right now. The 60 Dervish just ran a flag out. He's unkillable based on his positioning right now. And it's really the only thing OG can do right now is find a kill on these 2 monks with their 2 damage, but that's unlikely to happen. So this is really back in Fist's favor, I think. No, but the Balth Dervish leaves Elisa alone and collapses, which is a great move, but he almost goes down in the process. Oof. OG close to getting turned on. And now have to pull back again. It's a minute to base res. Lisa Derv goes down. There goes OG's kill pressure on backdoor. On their backdoor. And now the ball's in Fist court again. OG don't have a way to run flag out easily right now. You're going to try to. They want to keep the DP on the Lisa and Mesmerit of Fist. I guess they didn't get both the Knights before, one of them was still up. So somehow Fist have managed to find a way back into the game. And they're just all over OG right now. Mesrit goes down again. To what? To the Mesrit of OG, who just himself goes down. No res. There's no reses on the entire team of Fist unless the Meze snuck one on his bar. So the question is, he's 60'd. The Mesrit of Fist is 60'd. Hang on, but was there a boost? There was no boost, I think. No boost. The Dervish of OG managed to get the flag out in time. So the Mesrit of Fist is 60'd in OG's base for the rest of the game. So Fist fighting 78 for the next 6 minutes. Looking for kills backdoor, Warrior collapses, but will he get anything? Probably not. He has no other CC nearby. No Meze for snares, no Dervish for Harriers or Cryptsig. And this is just a defensive team now. Out of OG, no ability to score kills. They do have the ability to die if they're not careful. It's a 4-man out of Fist. So that means our Fist main team is dangerously outmanned. It's going to be a 3v5, I think. How much damage is it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4 damage out of OG. Finally killing the 7 monk. No res. No res is anywhere. And that's got to be game. That's game. Crazy match. Brilliant job. Brilliant job by OG. My headset just went off. Oh, did it look like Fist was about to win there? I didn't see the last few seconds. I just saw OG's Lord get low a little bit. Anyway, crazy match. Crazy, crazy match. So back and forth. And amazing that OG was able to defend in that 2v2, which really opened up the game for them. The 2v2 with the Lisa Derv. Lisa Derv, especially being VAR Party, really, I think, won them that match. Just having that VAR Party. If he had anything else, if he had Death Pact, or if he had Cryptsig, maybe he wouldn't have been able to defend in 2v2 or 1v1. And then OG might have struggled to find other responses. So very well done. Alright, next up. Who's this? I'm not sure who this guild is. Oh, it's Henchman Guild. Next up, we have Fist versus Rook in the losers bracket, and then Kank versus OG in the winners bracket. Let's see. Fist versus Rook first. Rematch of the last MAT finals, which, if you guys remember, was Fist versus Rook. Fist with Spirit Way, Rook with 8 warriors. Fist now running 6 damage, Rip Paragon Spike. Going all out the portal at the start. Rook, on the other hand, playing Necrobalance with a Rend Ranger. Probably the Burning Arrow Rapid Fire we saw from the first round. And you would think that Rook has a very slim chance of winning this matchup. Rip Paragon Spike is a very powerful build, especially on Jade. And Rook's build, Necrobalance, it takes a while for the pressure to set in. They have to survive the initial onslaught of Fist build. And then when Fist is low on energy and health, they have to catch people as Fist tries to retreat. Thankfully, oh, he's Poison Ranger this time. Thankfully, they do have a build with some catch. They've got the Ham Warrior. Hopefully, they've got Cryptsig on this Dervish. They've got the Ranger. They have got a bunch of catch. Ranger going to go down immediately as Rook is caught off guard by the Portal Rush. So the question is going to be, in the team fights, whether Rook can survive the initial onslaught. Rook, instead though, not going to team fight. They're looking to split off the bat, going for front, footman. This is not well advised though, as it means that Rook is going to take more deaths at the main team. And then because it's Jade Alf, this is just going to pull back through the portal, re-establish control of the flag stand. Kill these splitters if they commit too far. And there's going to be nothing that Rook can do. So you see now, Fist pulls back out, establish control over the center. Splitters are probably dead as they're out of position. Didn't even get any footmen, so don't usually want to do that against a cheese spike on Jade. on Jade. Thankfully though, they didn't die after time. There's a possibility you make that play, you die after time on your splitters, which usually leads to a 4-minute game. But Rook will base res and they'll have another chance. Oh, never mind. This guy's going to die after time. Big mistake. Ice Prison. Collapse. Huge, huge, huge mistake. And that pretty much seals Rook's fate. Fast recharge on the Ice Prison always helps. Mistake there by Cam. Fist now can push in through the portal and fight an 8v7 for the next minute and a half, in which they're going to lose a lot. Do still have the Ranger up though, and the Mesmer, so they still have a bit of shutdown. They're going to be lacking a lot. They're actually splitting off again. Not splitting off with the res though. Splitting off with the 8 monk, but no res. Extremely risky. And without a flag too. Risky and kind of seemingly pointless. They lose an archer there, lose both the knights, take a death on the ranger. And by doing this, Rook is just kind of putting them in a position where they have no win condition and are going to get further behind. Pack kill there, I think. And it's the right idea to split off the 8 monk because he can remove the Ice Prison, which is necessary. Otherwise you're just going to get collapsed and die after time every single time. But should have split off a res and or the flag. Base res for Rook again, but what can they do from this position? They've been griefing themselves all game. Looking for a flag on the Necro, immediately snared. Fist only have 1 monk here now. They're defending with 1 monk against the Hammer Warrior who's sitting out here. Necro's griefing a lot by running the flag. He needs to drop it and look for kills, but it's too late now as the Dervish goes down. Trapped on the Spirit Strength. Just, it's too late now. I mean, flag cap, but what does that mean? Your team's dead. You cap the flag, all you're going to do, even if your team manages to survive somehow, is going to force Fist back to run the flag as 8. You need more of a threat faster. Two monks left. Takes 20 seconds to end the game from this point. So as long as this can take out these 2 monks in the next 30 seconds, it's going to be over. There they go. And there goes the Lord. Well done to Fists. Played it exactly as they should have. And a lot of mistakes out of some of the players of Rook. Briefing their team a little bit. So last match that we're going to obs of the AT, the winners bracket, Kank versus OG. Kank, known for their spike builds, might also be running Rit Para. What are they? No, they're Spirit Way. Kank with Spirit Way. OG also with Spirit Way. We got a Spirit Way mirror on Jadar. Alright, so Kank, 4 warriors, 2 hammers, 2 warrior paragons, got the NR Trank, Spirit Ranger, 2 ritualists with spirits, this one with communing, this one with restoration, and the monk. OG with a different Spirit Way, they've got... Is this Ranger Spike? Got 4 Rangers. They've got the communing writ, the soul twisting, probably the resto writ. Not sure, they don't have a monk, they've got another writ instead of the monk, usually in this 8 position. Yeah, resto writ on 7, must also be a resto writ on 8. But what are these rangers playing? That's the question. Experts focus! So it is a ranger spike. Charge on the 8 ritualist. Oh, Kank is running out. They're going to be running in without their spirit support if they go through the portal. But OG not taking the bait. OG moving up the top, using the high ground. That's going to make it hard for Kank to push in. Kank is probably going to have to pull back, take the center, run flags, which they're doing now, but they almost take a death. Almost take a death on the Trapper. Almost take 2 deaths, actually. I wonder, how'd they spike 2 targets there? I feel like they spiked 2 at once. A little bit odd. Anyway, yeah, NR Trank from both teams. Favorable wins out of OG. Got the recovery, recoup, rejuvenation, displacement, union. Interesting. So, the soul twisting communing writ of Kenk, which has union, displacement, and shelter, is probably going to be relied upon a lot to stop the spikes of OG. And meanwhile, the displacement of OG is probably going to be relied upon to stop the Rangers from getting knocked down by the Warriors, which will interrupt the spikes, the spike cadence. Here they go, they look for the 7 writ. Displacement's off. Oh, this soul twisting writ is just gonna do so much work for Kank. Number 8 immediately goes down of OG. I think OG's build wars here. I don't think they can win this. Almost got a kill, but no deep wound. OG pulling back. Take a death on one of the Spike Rangers. He's dead for 2 minutes unless I can res him. And if you lose a Spike Ranger for 2 minutes, then you have no win condition for those 2 minutes. Unless they can kill without a whole Ranger, which is unlikely. Ranger putting up NR Trank, however, it's... No, he's not putting up NR Trank, just infuriating heats. I was going to say, NR Trank is only going to hurt Kank in this game. Look at these Ham Warriors. Is displacement helping a little bit? Yep, displacement helping a little bit, but it's dead again. Another death there on OG. OG falling apart. Soul twisting, Rip putting up displacement again. Saves his 7 a little bit. The displacement is gonna be dead. Oh no, it's still alive actually. Thought it was gonna die faster, but goes down there. 7's dead now. And OG, unfortunately, runs headfirst into a build wars. I think in hindsight there's very little way they can win in this matchup. Pretty unique build to see. I don't know when the last time I saw Ranger Spike with a Ritualist was. Like with the actual communing and resto bits. Yeah, death on the range after time. Can they get a res off? They do have a res sig used. They've not got long to get the pressure off, but Rit goes down. Maybe this is also a disadvantage of not having a monk in your team. I mean, the rest of it's just getting, the number 8 Rit's just getting trained, so if he was a monk, he probably still couldn't do much anyway. But a monk does help you a little bit not get stomped. Anyway, goes the way of Kink. Wonder if OG knew from the get-go that match that there were build wars, and maybe that's why they stood in their base. Or maybe they made a mistake with the build, or got in too early or something, weren't quite ready. Anyway, interesting match. Just gonna see what Kank vs Hero is. Yo, Kank with Henchman. Kank must have won this though, right? Guess they do kind of have Sin Gust. No, this isn't a Gust, this is probably Lightning Surge. Anyway, good AT. Well done to Kenk, and well done to OG as well with an amazing match against Fist. And that's all.